Um, Ethan. So now everybody has their copies. I need a neckerchief, and we need to start. Yeah, I think we're all right. Yeah, no, you can sit wherever you're more comfortable. The last couple of times the chairs have been there. Sometimes they're not, so. Thanks again.
Of course.
So we'll be doing this for you. So Grace J isn't here. This is Lucas.
Yeah.
Last name by chance?
I don't.
Okay, don't worry about it. Remember just the first name. Juliet Chen is now Kira.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's
oh,
not
and then
bad.
I'm
Oh, yeah,
Anton.
yeah, that's easy. I can't put T because you're both T. That kills me when I try to abbreviate.
Well, he's not here, so there will be no confusion.
That's not a problem, but thank you. Is this yours?
No, I've got one.
Okay, that's weird. I wonder where this came from. I got all the fill-ins. I think we're good. We get everybody to come in and sit down. We good, Scott? We're going to do it. So you moved the eagle's nest so you can sit there? Oh, yeah. You put the sign up? Think that'll get their attention? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and especially Scouts. I'm Rick Adamo, Troop 568, Advancement Coordinator for the boys. On behalf of our troop, I would like to welcome you to our Eagle Court of Honor for Jake Pauley, our troop's 109th Eagle Scout. It's wonderful to see so many of Jake's family, friends, and fellow Scouts here this afternoon to recognize Jake's achievement. While the Eagle Scout badge is one of 7 badges a Scout earns, the achievement of the Eagle Scout badge is the highest youth award which may be earned by a member of the Scouts BSA program. It is one of the most important awards a young person can achieve during their formative years. We will open the ceremony with the presentation of colors and our Scout Oath, Law, and Outdoor Code, led by our Senior Patrol Leader, Andrew Taylor. Our color guard consists of Lucas, Kira, Gunnar, Austin, Emily, Ethan Wong for life, In Eagle Scout, Kira O'Neill, Catherine Kingman, Stephen Taylor, and Ethan Wong. Andrew?
Scout attention. Will the audience please rise? Color Guard, advance. Scout salute. Those not in uniform, please place your right hand over your heart. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color Guard, prepare to post the colors. Post the colors. Color Guard salute. 2. The audience may be seated. Scouts, please remain standing. Scout sign. Scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, and to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Scout law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2. Outdoor code. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, to be careful with fire, to be considerate in the outdoors, and to be conservation-minded. Thank you. Will the audience please be seated? Color Guard dismissed.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. I would now like to have Colin Tidwell to please come up and give our invocation.
Please bow your head if that is your custom. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us all here safely this afternoon. We all thank you for guiding Jake on his path to the Eagle and for watching over him during his scouting experience. Help him remember all that he has learned from scouting and help him use them in his everyday life. We pray for this troop and the continued success of the Scouts. Amen.
Thank you. I would now like to ask Jake's mom and dad to please come up and introduce the special guest, and they'll be our first special speakers.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Karen and I are extremely happy and honored to have you guys here to join us in the celebration of Jake's Eagle Scout Court of Honor. I'd like to have a special welcome to Scout leaders and distinguished members today of the Eagle Nest. Our close friends joining us today, Paula and Armando, Marina and Antonio Sandoval, Jeff and Robin Silver, Heather, Julia, all of our friends that have been along the way with us here. We have family and friends who are also joining us on the internet. Jake's grandfather, Denny Teleke, his uncle Kyle, Tina, Tony, and Danielle, his Aunt Pamelia, Aunt Karen, and Uncle Doug. Some friends of ours and other family members are also online. And in the room, we'd like to welcome the troop families and our friends and the members of Troop 568. Special thank you to Scoutmaster Taylor for your leadership and Rick Dadamo for all the preparation for today's Court of Honor, and also to all the other Scout leaders who helped Jake along the way. Too many to mention, both present and past members of this troop, but thank you all very much. It's your dedication is amazing, so thank you. Let's see. Kristen I know you're probably tired of people singling you out, but I know that we would not be here today if it wasn't for you, especially in the early days of Cub Scouts and Webelos. You made it fun for the kids, and you made us recognize it was something special that we couldn't miss. So thank you. Karen, thank you. Karen was very active when she was the Scout Scoop, administrator, sending it out. But
Don't remind me.
but she's also been she's carried the load in helping Jake in terms of kind of stay on track and focused and everything. So I appreciate that very much. So preparing for today, and also hearing the intro this morning as we came in, I went back and I wanted to review the Scout motto and the Scout oath and the Scout law. I was a Cub Scout, and I was a Webelo. I think I was a Boy Scout for about 2 weeks, but that was a long time ago, so it's kind of hard for me to remember that part. But I've heard each of you repeating those words at all the Scout meetings and courts of honor that I've been to. So I was curious at how successful this has been in Jake's path. So as I read them, just like you just said, trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent, I suddenly got a little emotional because I realized those are all words that I can and do use to describe Jake. And I think those things are things he embodied, and they're part of who he is as a person. So to the other Scouts, when you say them at your next meeting, think about what you say, and I sincerely hope they become part of you too. Last week at Matthew's Eagle ceremony, we also heard of the Eagle Scout Reformation. I've heard that a couple times at various Eagle Scout ceremonies, and I know we'll hear it today, so I'm not going to belabor that, but obligation and responsibility, those are just amazing words. An obligation as far as paying it back and paying it forward, that's a big part of I think why we're here today. So finally to Jake, I also have a challenge. I'll speak directly to you. I know you don't like the spotlight to be on you. I know you'd rather the rewards go to somebody else, and you're not even the first person to raise your hand to volunteer for something, but you're ready. You've had some of the best training and leadership here, I think, that you can get, and you've grown into a fine young man, and you have examples sitting in this room of what a great leader looks like, and unfortunately from sports and other areas, you also know what a bad leader looks like. So you're ready. The world needs you. The world needs leaders like all of you. Intelligent, compassionate, caring, excellent gene pool. So take your oath serious today. And when life calls on you, know that you're qualified, ready to lead. We love you.
We do love him.
My font was bigger than your font.
Yeah, and my speech is a lot shorter than yours. I do want to also recognize Jake's friends over there, that his loyal friends that have come today. That's very kind, and I have more to say about that. So Jake, I am so proud of you. I've watched your journey from Cub Scout to Eagle, and I've been lucky enough to be a very active part of it. I will echo what Wayne said during the introductions. I'm so thankful for the leaders that helped guide you and help guide me and the close friends that we have made in this experience, like Kristen. I'm particularly grateful to Pat Justice, who has gently coached the helicopter mom out of me over the years. Maybe you have been successful. I just want you to know that, Pat. Scouting does not stay confined to troop events. It spills into our family life, and it's brought us incredible experiences. Like Jake and I were on a 5-day backpacking trip in Alaska this last summer, and Erica and I, we went on the Dinky Lakes Trail with the Taylors a couple years ago. So it's created so many good memories. So in preparation for this ceremony, the Scout Law just kept popping into my mind, and Wayne also had the same feeling about it, all those words that do mean something that these Scouts have been repeating for years. And I just wanted to give a couple examples. These words are so important that I carried them into the centerpieces that you're going to see out there and the donuts that are out there. I probably shouldn't tell you about the donuts now, but so just a couple examples of how Jake exemplifies the Scout Law. And this is to Jake's friends, including Antonio. Jake is loyal and trustworthy. He makes friends for life. He will keep your confidence, and he will always have your back. You don't have to see him every day or even every year. This loyalty is something that he will extend to you for life if you want it. I know many of his friends are here today. In case you don't already know what being a friend to Jake means, I just, wanted to make sure I told you that. And that, is very much linked to his scouting. Another word that stands out is kind. Jake is the only person I know that will gladly take the back of the line every time, even if they're giving away free ice cream and there's a limited amount. He is very comfortable letting other people go first, and I feel like that's such an unusual and rare quality. And the last example I will share is bravery, this one's kind of a stretch for bravery, but I just wanted to share this story. Once Jake and I were hiking, actually, Heather, you were with us, and I fell backwards with my backpack on right into the stream. I was like a turtle stranded there, and all of a sudden, this big, strong hand reaches down, and he grabs me, picks me up in my backpack in one fell swoop, and I just felt all that good Scout energy at that moment in time, and I just think that he is strong in so many ways, and physically strong on top of scouting is a really powerful combination. So I will close by saying, Jake, I'm so proud of you. You did it your own way. You told me you would. There were times that I wondered, and now you are an eagle. Well done, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for you. That's it. Can I sit down?
Make sure I don't take anybody else's papers with you.
Thank you, Wayne and Karen. We'd now like to hear from Matthew Woodworth, our troop's 108th Eagle Scout, and Colin Kenahan, Life Scout, soon to be our 114th Eagle Scout. Very soon.
Hello. Colin will be following up my performance, I guess. Jake, at my court of honor last week, you mentioned that you did not remember when we met, which actually makes a lot of sense. I talked with my sister about it, and it turns out that our moms actually met one another while pregnant with both of us. So we have known each other for quite literally more than our entire lives. Through all of that time, you have been one of the most consistent people I know. You always stick to your morals and look out for your friends, and I know that you have had my back since kindergarten. I always knew you would reach Eagle, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish. Thank you for everything, Yalek. You're a great scout and an even better friend. You're the brother I never had. That's all. Short and sweet.
I'm Colin. I think Jake is my very oldest friend in really every sense of the word. Although Matthew might get a little jealous at that statement, I think I've known Jake, I can at least remember knowing Jake longer than I can remember knowing anyone else. Sorry, I'm just pulling up my speech right now. You know, I improv'd Matthew's speech last week, but I just had too much to say for when it came to Jake. Yeah, so I also don't really remember how we met, but I know that I just remember basically from my first memory of Jake is us being very close friends right off the bat and being, you know, staples of each other's lives. And I just remember, like, right off the bat, I knew he was the kindest boy that, you know, I could find, really. And he was very smart, and he always had something either very funny, very crude, fascinating, or maybe helpful to say. I think at the start we really took to each other's imaginations because a lot of our friendship relied upon we would write stories together. On a lot of our long hikes and scout outings, we would just ramble off to each other and try and push each other's imaginations to their limits. And I will say I was pushed to my limit in that, but he kept pushing me to throw new ideas out there. And that was kind of like the bedrock of our friendship, was this sharing of creativity, which is a really, you know, it's a very vulnerable thing. So I think we were really close in that from the very start. At a certain point, at about middle school, you know, that creative energy kind of began to die out because, you know, we were not really kids anymore. We couldn't just fantasize, and we had a lot of stuff to start worrying about. And we did start worrying really quickly. And I noticed that both of our lives started to get very difficult really quickly. But I also remember that Jake was a constant in my life, even through all of that, and that I could always rely on him as a kind of, you know, as my rock in the troubling times that were middle school and onward. It was around then that I really got to be familiar with him. I'd known him for, you know, like 5 years by then, by the time middle school started. But when we really started hurting together, and we saw that in each other, I saw really inside him, and I saw that he really had a heart of gold, and that, you know, he was somebody that I never wanted to leave my life. And, you know, we got a lot closer through all of that, but even through that, our lives grew a lot further apart, and it became a lot harder to see each other and spend time with each other just because, you know, he's in Seal Beach or Los Alamitos, and I'm in Huntington. It grew harder and harder to spend time with each other, but that's really where scouting came in as a really important bedrock for us, because we would our principal interactions would be on these long camping trips or backpacking trips, which could be equally amazing and insufferable. So it really gave us a good place to share our emotions and to connect even more. And through all of that, I saw his leadership skills develop. I saw him cultivate an amazing relationship with all the scouts, older and younger. And then I saw him start to climb the ranks a lot faster than I was. And I can't really say I was jealous because I totally shot my own progress in the foot. But he inspired me more than anybody to actually keep going with that, because we'd always been on parallel tracks. And I knew if he could do it, you know, he would support me in my doing so. And he did throughout all of that, and he gave me guidance the whole way through. I think Jake more than anything inspired me, and certainly inspired Matthew as well. I know I'm definitely rambling, but I wanted to give you guys all a piece of what Jake means to me, because he, for most of my life, has been at the center. In a lot of ways, he defined how I see everyone else in my life. I grade everybody on a curve of comparison to Jake, because he is just such a reliable figure. Through every single circumstance I've seen, he's proved himself to be self-reflective, irreconcilably kind. He is gentle with others. He is understanding with others. He's very clever. He's very creative, hardworking, and as his friends know, And as I've learned, he is undyingly loyal, and that is much to, that's his sacrifice too, because I've seen it hurt him in the past, but he always looks out for everybody around him. And I hope you take care of yourself, Jake, because sometimes there are people not worth looking out for, and you know that. But he truly is an outstanding character. I could rattle off more adjectives every day. He's been in my life since day one, and it's really not surprising to me that he's made it this far, but nonetheless, I'm so proud of you. And I'm glad in every way to have grown up with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin and Matthew. During this important ceremony, a troop gathers together the Eagle Scouts that are present in the audience. They form an eagle's nest to watch over their new eagle. Will Ethan Wong and Catherine Kingman please come up and stand on each side of the eagle's nest? Will all Eagle Scouts present here today, in or out of uniform, please come forward, introduce yourself at the podium, and state the year that you received your eagle, and then take your rightful place in the eagle's nest.
Ethan Haber, September 26th, 2018, 7:46 p.m.
Diesel Merkel, July 8th, 2020.
Matthew Woodworth, October 2021.
Jim Duncan, April 37th, 1963 at 10 o'clock at night.
Lee Haber, February 1982.
Eric Peterson, September 1972.
Andrew Takasuka, March 2021.
Zeke Gillette, February 2022.
Thomas Laparne, July 28th, 1992.
Scott Taylor, 1988.
Thank you. In order to achieve Eagle Scout, Jake first had to earn each previous BSA rank. There are 6 previous ranks. I would like the following members of our troop to commence a rank procession by bringing up the rank totem and telling us about each badge. Lucas has agreed to bring up the Scout totem. Lucas will be followed by Kira for Tenderfoot, Gunnar for second class, Austin first class, Emily Kwong, Star, and Ethan Wong, Life.
I am a new Boy Scout. I wear the fleur-de-lis, the symbol of scouting around the world. The 3 parts the three part of the fleur-de-lis represent the three parts of the Scout oath, which I am beginning to learn and learn.
I am Tenderfoot. You find me on the mariner's compass, forever pointing on the way north and a safe journey in life. On my face are two stars representing truth and knowledge, a shield which is the emblem of a nation molded together in justice, and an eagle to guard the freedom of my land.
I am second class. The ends of my scroll are turned up in the willing smile of the scout. On my face is our motto, be prepared, and suspended from me is a knot, tied there to remind you of the slogan of the Boy Scouts of America, do a good turn daily.
I am a first class. The badge shows the complete scout emblem, the first fleur-de-lis, eagle and shield, stars, and scroll, indicating that I have completed the basic scout training.
I am Star. Before me lie unlimited opportunities, just like the stars in the night sky. I can shine as brightly as any of them.
I am Life, almost an eagle. I have shown the world that scouting is in my heart. I have mastered the knowledge of subjects that will benefit my country and fellow man. I am ready to reach for my wings to fly.
I would now like to have Zeke Gillette, Troop 568's 113th Eagle Scout, come forward with the Eagle rank totem and review the requirements for earning the rank of Eagle.
Having completed the rank of Scout, Tenderfoot, Second Class, First Class, Star, and Life, a Scout must be active as a Life Scout for at least 6 months before earning the rank of Eagle. In addition, a Scout must show continued Scout spirit and have earned 21 merit badges, including camping, citizenship in the community, citizenship in the nation, citizenship in the world, communication, cooking, and emergency preparedness or life-saving, environmental science or sustainability, family life, first aid, personal fitness, personal management, swimming or hiking or cycling. While a Life Scout, they must serve actively for 6 months in one or more of the following positions of responsibility: Assistant Senior Patrol Leader, Chaplain's Aide, Den Chief, Instructor, Librarian, Patrol Leader, Quartermaster, Scribe, Senior Patrol Leader, or Troop Guide. Most importantly, while a Life Scout, they must plan, develop, and give leadership to others in a service project helpful to any religious institutions, any school, or their community. Finally, they must take part in a Scoutmaster Conference and successfully pass an Eagle Scout Board of Review. Composed of 3 or more registered adult leaders, on November 22, 2021, Jake Pauley passed his Board of Review and became our troop's 109th Eagle Scout.
Thank you. You may be seated. I'd now like to have Ethan Haber, our troop's 100th Eagle Scout, to come forward and explain the meaning of the Eagle Badge. As we mentioned last week, the Eagle Badge is actually an antique. You'll have to envision the maroon being blue. Thank you.
Hello. I've been asked to review the meaning of the Eagle Badge. The first responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. An eagle's honor is sacred and the foundation of all character. An eagle will so live that he will reflect credit upon his home, his church, his school, his friends, and himself. May the white of your badge remind you to live with honor. The second obligation of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. Without loyalty, all character lacks direction. An eagle is loyal to his ideals. May the blue of your badge remind you to always be loyal. The third obligation of an Eagle Scout is courage. Courage gives all character strength. Trusting in God and with faith in his fellow men, they face each day unafraid and willing to do their share of the world's work. May the red of your badge remind you always of courage. The final responsibility of an Eagle Scout is service. They extend a helping hand to those who still toil up the scouting trail they had just completed, just as others helped them in their achievement of the Eagle rank. The habit of the daily good turn must take on a new meaning and lead to a life of service. The Eagle's code of action is based upon the belief that real leadership must be founded upon real service. May the motto, "Be prepared," always remind you that as an Eagle, you are among the best prepared to be of service to others. May the Eagle suspended from the ribbon always remind you to perform that service when the opportunity presents itself. We will now hear from the voice of the Eagle to learn about Jake's trail to Eagle.
Jake, could you join us at the Scout Totem?
This is the voice of the eagle who has watched you, Jake, for all these years as you've climbed the trail. I have watched you advance to an Eagle Scout, and now I will recount your journey. You joined Troop 568 in February 2015 and earned your Scout badge on March 23, 2015, after you attended your first camporee. Jake, you were very active in Troop 568, participating in service projects like CUMC window washing and Scoutorama. From April 8th to the 15th, you went on the spring break trip to Montana de Oro State Park, where you hiked 13 miles and camped 4 nights. On May 16th, 2015, you and your dad went on the sailplane/shooting trip. You thought it was cool being up in the plane and also having your dad on the trip. This was a trip you two always tried to do together. You attended your first summer camp at Camp Whitsett at the end of July, where you earned 5 merit badges. You remember learning why we are taught to keep all the food in the bear canister and never leave food in your pack. A bear ripped into your 10 essential pack, bit your sunblock bottle, ate the granola bar, and chewed on your pack. You kept that pack on as a souvenir. November 14th, 2015 was the backpack trip to Bear Creek. It was your first backpacking trip, and it was a blast, except for the spiders and the old rock ruins. The snow sports trip in January of 2016 was sort of a letdown, as you spent more time taking the lesson than you did snowboarding. February 27th, 2016, you toured the battleship USS Iowa with your fellow scouts. Jake, you became tenderfoot on March 7th, 2016, your first big step in your scouting advancement. You served as assistant patrol leader for the duct tape patrol for the PLC term 5/116 to 11/30/16. You participated again in the CUMC window washing service project and Scoutorama. From March 30th to April 1st, you went on the spring break Kern River rafting trip, and the next week you attended your second camporee. The Bridge to Nowhere backpack trip on May 20th, 2016 was a long, hard hike. You drank too much of the flavoring drops that you normally put in water, and your stomach regretted it all night. Jake, you earned second class on July 11th, 2016. You had a great time on the water sports trip in July 2016, until you stepped into the shallow end of the lake and found yourself covered in leeches. At the end of July, you attended your second summer camp at Cherry Valley. You completed the mile swim in the cold water of the Pacific Ocean. You had a great time on the beach in Catalina, but back at camp, the Yellow Jackets had taken over. You said it was like a horror movie about bees. November 13th, 2016, you earned the Geology Merit Badge on the Troop 568 geology trip. You thought the dunes were amazing and loved sliding down. Going up was a good workout. Jake, you were elected troop librarian for the PLC term 12/116 to 5/31/17. Serving in this leadership position, you continued earning merit badges, learned new skills, and climbed to the next level on your trail to Eagle. You continued to be active in 2017 and 2018, going on 2 snow sports trips, the 2017 sailplane trip and shooting Bonanza trip in February 2018, where you earned both the shotgun shooting and rifle shooting merit badges. May 19th, 2018 found you on another Bear Creek backpack trip. Jake, you said Bear Creek is one of my favorite backpacking memories from Scouts. You attended your second summer camp at Witsit in July of 2018. You hiked to the top of Sentinel Peak in Crocs and pajama pants. You also helped build a bridge as a service project and earned 3 more merit badges. Jake, you earned first class on August 13th, 2018. You knew that this was significant and you were definitely on your way to Eagle. January of 2019, you got to see a rare super blood wolf moon eclipse on the Anza Borrego trip. You were amazed to have experienced that. Summer of 2019 was the Sierra backpacking trip where you hiked 25 miles and camped 7 nights. You remember the snow levels prevented the group from hiking the normal wilderness trail, so the trip had to be modified. You were surprised to see an RV park after hiking the wilderness for 3 to 4 days. However, it was a welcome surprise and the hikers stayed there for a comfortable night. You went on another Bear Creek backpacking trip in October of 2019. Jake, you were elected Senior Patrol Leader for the PLC term 12/1/2020 to 5/31/2021. On June 11th, 2020, you earned the rank of Star Scout. You went on your second geology trip in November of 2020. You didn't spend a lot of time as a Star Scout because on December 12th, 2020, you also earned Life Scout. 2021 was a busy time for you working on Eagle required merit badges. You had a hiccup with personal fitness. It was one of the most challenging merit badges due to the number of times you attempted to start it. One time, you were almost done and lost your entire scout book with all the records and had to start all over again. Thank you, Ms. Merkel, for your patience. You selected an aggressive project for the Huntington Beach Urban Forest, installing a 6x6 pressure-treated wood board for one of the many trails in the park. Unfortunately, lumber prices were skyrocketing, but you managed to pull it off. I watched as several adults accumulated hiking miles spreading the huge pile of mulch along the trail. You should be proud, it came out great. Jake, you earned the rank of Eagle Scout with Bronze Palm on November 22nd, 2021. We have been watching your progress along our trail for all these years. You now have earned 27 merit badges, camped 62 nights, hiked 80.8 miles, held many leadership positions since you joined in 2015, performed many hours of community service, and your scout spirit is unquestionable. Now we stand ready, with all the Eagles who have gone before you, to welcome you, Jake, to the Fellowship of Eagle Scouts. This is the voice of the Eagle.
Please turn your attention to the screen for Jake's Journey to Eagle video. Oh, that was cool. Could the scouts please come up and take the totems back off the stage? Thanks. Becoming an Eagle Scout is not the end of the journey. It is merely the beginning. As an Eagle, you have far greater responsibilities than you had before. To explain those responsibilities, I'd like Troop 568 Scoutmaster and Eagle Scout, Mr. Scott Taylor, to come forward and give the Eagle charge. All Scouts here today should listen to these words and hopefully strive to be part of this honorable achievement.
Jake, you want to come up and stand next to the totem here? Then I'm going to ask all the Eagle Scouts to come up and stand here in front of Jake on the floor. There you go. Yeah, down there. Yeah, great. Come on, there's plenty of room. Jake, the Eagle rank represents proficiency in all scouting skills and testifies that a scout has an understanding of his community, his nation, and a willingness to become involved. In the future, the leadership and sense of honor you have developed during your scouting career will mean more to you than a certificate or a ribbon. America has many good things to give her citizens, but these good things depend on the quality of her citizens. As an Eagle Scout myself, I charge you to undertake your responsibilities as an Eagle Scout and your citizenship with solemn dedication. Be a leader. Lead only towards the best. Lift up every task you do with a high level of service to your fellow human beings. Live and serve so that those you know you will be inspired to the highest ideals of life. I challenge you to be among those who dedicate their hearts and hands to the common good. Build America on the solid foundations of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence to God. Then what others may do, you will leave behind you a record of which you may be justly proud. For the rest of your life, you will be known as an Eagle Scout. Welcome, and let's congratulate Jake on becoming an Eagle Scout. Now I would like to call Mr. Jim Duncan, an Eagle Scout and father of Troop 568's 45th and 51st Eagle Scouts, to please present the Eagle Promise.
Good afternoon, everyone. During his scouting career, Jake has learned and striven to obey all of the Scouts' BSA promises. Oaths, laws, mottos, and slogans. He will soon repeat one more promise, the Eagle Scout promise. The important thing to remember, and this applies to all of us, is that we shouldn't forget the promises we've made before just because we're making a new promise now. The Scout oath, law, and ideals are not just for Scouts, they're for life. Jake, as our Court of Honor began today, you joined with your fellow Scouts in repeating the Scout oath. Now you repeat a new oath, the Eagle Scout promise. Though the words you say are similar to those you've said so many times, today they will mean more to you than they have ever in the past. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you'll be sealing your oath with the words that close the Declaration of Independence. I'd like all the Eagle Scouts to rededicate themselves by repeating the Scout promise with our new Scouts, Eagle Scout Jake Pauley. Please make the Scout sign and repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully promise and take upon myself the obligation and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example, my rank and my influence count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship in my troop, in my community, and in the contacts with other people. To this I pledge my sacred honor. 2. All Eagle Scouts can now be seated.
Hello? There we go. Okay. Jake. I'm going to say a few words briefly about Jake. You know, the eagle is an appropriate symbol for the Eagle Scouts, as they are strong, solitary animals that have to lead by example, and that's definitely one of the things that Jake has done. As you've heard from several of the other scouts in his patrol, the duct tape patrol was a very strong and bonded group of guys that all looked out for each other and worked very hard together to be leaders in the troop. During Jake's tenure here, he's had a lot of challenges to face, including trying to lead the troop through COVID, which was no easy task, and we'll talk a little bit about that, and a very busy schedule. And I've seen how these guys have worked together and led each other through that time, and it's very inspiring. They support each other, they look out for each other, and they help out. When Jake couldn't make it because of football, Colin was stepping in to take care of stuff. And Matthew was stepping in to take care of stuff, and it was just, I could always depend on all of them to work together. When I asked Jake, when he became senior patrol leader, who his assistant senior patrol leaders were, he said to me, it was worked out a long time ago. I took that to mean that it was many years prior to him becoming senior patrol leader, so they obviously had been planning this for some time. Like a lot of his fellow duct tape folks, Jake's managed football, school, traveling from Seal Beach and Los Alamitos to get here to scout meetings every week, which isn't easy, and working on a vintage car that is parked out in the parking lot. And if some of you remember, Jake wrote an article called Rust to Racing that talked about bringing the car from his aunt, was it your aunt that gave it to you, and bringing it out here and working on it. So if you have an old Scout Scoop article, you can check that out. So it was not made easier by the fact of the COVID pandemic, and we thought all of that was coming to the end when Jake became senior patrol leader. We had to remain flexible. When we first started, we were meeting every other week on Zoom, and then by March, we were meeting in person for 1 hour. We had 1 hour to get what we normally did in 2.5 hours done, and we were sectioned off in cohorts, And Jake was responsible for the troop through that time, and it was no easy task. And but he pushed through and maintained his flexibility. As you also heard, Jake's more infamous story is his backpack, the fate of his backpack, and I think the bear got more sunscreen than he did anything else. But it has been a lesson to both the experienced and the new scouts about not leaving things in your bags and making sure that you go through everything before you go to bed at night. And I'm sure that will continue to be a lesson that Jake will leave with the troop for many years to come. So, Jake, thank you for being flexible and a leader and helping us through this troop. The fact that this troop has been able to keep scouts coming and keep our troop, not a lot of troops, or there have been a lot of troops that have folded through the pandemic, and it's because of Jake and the other senior patrol leaders that we've been able to manage through this. So thank you for all of that. So with that, here we are. And if you would please escort your parents up to the front. Jake, undoubtedly your mom has been your primary source of help and strength along your Eagle Trail. I'd like your mom to pin your Eagle medal on your uniform. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In recognition of your mom's devotion, Jake, please present her with the Eagle pin. Troop 568 has enrolled you as a 5-year member of the National Eagle Scout Association, and by virtue of this membership, you wear the NESA neckerchief. I'd like your dad to present the NESA neckerchief and slide to you. In recognition of your dad's devotion, please present him with this Eagle pin. Jake, you can now escort your parents back to their seats. Don't go anywhere, Jake. This is the last part, so. All right. So, I don't want to go off script here. We have a few other items to present to you. First is the Eagle plaque. And this is the plaque that holds all of the eagles of the troop. And as you can see, Jake's name is marked with a red ribbon to indicate that you have earned the eagle. This is set up at every eagle ceremony, so you will forever be a part of the eagle ceremonies going forward. And now it's my honor to present you a gift from the troop, which is your shadow box. This is your visual history of your time in the troop, 568, and your trail to Eagle. As the conclusion of this ceremony, we ask all the scouts and scouters who would like to, from the troop, sign the back of the shadow box as a memory of today and the great achievement that he has made. And now it gives me great pleasure as the Scoutmaster to present to you all our newest Scout, the 109th of the troop, Jake Pauley. Okay, Jack, you can go sit down now.
The final presentation to Jake is a gift from Troop 568 of the American flag. This isn't just any flag, but one that holds great significance and will be treasured by you and your family. This flag was flown over the U.S. Capitol in honor of you earning the rank of Eagle Scout. I'd now like to have Stephen Taylor and Andrew Taylor to display and fold the American flag. Will the audience please rise? In honor of our men and women who served in the U.S. Armed Forces, I would like to recite the flag ceremony that is used on special days, such as Memorial Day, Veterans Day, or a day such as today. The flag folding ceremony represents the same religious principles on which our country was originally founded. The portion of the flag denoting honor is the canton of blue containing the stars representing the states our veterans served in uniform. The canton field of blue dresses from left to right and is inverted when draped as a pall on a casket of a veteran who has served our country in uniform. Color guard, prepare to display the colors. Display the colors. 2. The first fold of our flag is a symbol of life. The second fold is a symbol of our belief in eternal life. The third fold is made in honor and remembrance of the veteran departing our ranks who gave a portion of life for the defense of our country to attain a peace throughout the world. The fourth fold represents our weaker nature, for as American citizens trusting in God, it is to Him we turn in times of peace as well as in times of war for His divine guidance. The fifth fold is a tribute to our country, for in the words of Stephen Decatur, our country, in dealing with other countries, may she always be right, but it is still our country, right or wrong. The sixth fold is where our hearts lie. It is with our heart that we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces, for it is through the armed forces that we protect our country and our flag against all her enemies, whether they be found within or without the boundaries of our republic. The eighth fold is a tribute to the one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day, and to honor Mother, for whom it flies on Mother's Day. The ninth fold is a tribute to womanhood, for it has been through their faith, love, loyalty, and devotion that the character of the men and women who have made this country great have been molded. The 10th fold is a tribute to Father, for he too has given his sons and daughters for the defense of our country since they were first born. The 11th fold, in the eyes of a Hebrew citizen, represents the lower portion of the seal of King David and King Solomon, and glorifies in their eyes the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12th fold, in the eyes of a Christian citizen, represents an emblem of eternity and glorifies in their eyes God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. When the flag is completely folded, the stars are uppermost, reminding us of our national motto, "In God We Trust." After the flag is completely folded and tucked in, it takes on the appearance of a cocked hat, ever reminding us of the soldiers who served under General George Washington and the sailors and Marines who served under Captain John Paul Jones and were followed by their comrades and shipmates in the armed forces of the United States, reserving for us the rights, privileges, and freedoms we enjoy today. Color Guard regroup. Color Guard dismissed. The audience may be seated. Thank you. Good job, guys. Note to self, hard to turn the pages with gloves on. Eagle response, we'd like to hear from Jake. Jake?
All right. Hello, everybody. First and foremost, I would like to thank you all for making the time in your busy schedules to show up today. I really appreciate it. This process of becoming an Eagle Scout has taken me 11 years, and over the course of those 11 years, I've learned so many things. I learned how to plan, how to cook, how to properly clean your dishes after cooking. I learned more important things, like what it means to be an Eagle Scout, how to be a leader, and the meaning of the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. In addition, I found in my fellow Scouts friends who could always be trusted. The lessons I learned from Scouting have made their way to the core of my being, and for that I will always be grateful. The campouts that I went on with my friends will be forever ingrained in my memories, and although the details may get warped as we recall them, the feeling of connection that we made will always remain. Next, I would like to call up a few of my mentors who made it possible for me to reach my goal and become an Eagle Scout. First, we have Mr. Taylor. Mr. Taylor, you have given me so much of your time, and as a result, I was able to stay on track to Eagle. You have given me the tools necessary to finish my goal. Where was I? Oh, especially when it came to helping me plan. You made time for me even when it was not convenient, which was extremely helpful when I began to run out of time. When the pressure got a little bit high, you were always able to make it work, and for that, I thank you. Also, I apologize, but I did learn something about planning ahead. All right. Next, we have Mr. Duncan. Where is Mr. Where? In front? Down below? Oh, here. Mr. Duncan, you have seen me progress throughout my years of scouting. I always viewed you as an important leader because you are so wise about scouting. During my board of reviews, I often felt as though the words you said stuck with me. In addition, you also helped me make some realizations about empathy. During the board of reviews, you always would ask me how I felt about the troop. I realized a bit later in my scouting career that you didn't actually have much control over the troop at all. Instead, you asked me these questions, at least I think, so that if there were a problem, I was able to step up and fix it with the help of my fellow Scouts. This is for you. Next, we have Mr. Dadamo. You taught me a lot about the history and skills of Scouting. You had a special skill for making me appreciate these and keeping them interesting. I most remember your flag retirement ceremonies and Capitol flag presentation ceremonies. I cannot imagine anyone else's voice conducting them. You taught me a lot about the values of Scouting as well, those found in the Scout Law and Scout Oath especially. Thank you for guiding me during my Scouting career. Next, we have Miss Merkel. Yeah. I appreciate all the time you spent with me on merit badges, in particular personal fitness. You had a lot of patience with me on this, as you were willing to restart 2 times when I'd already tried with another counselor before. Thank you for your perseverance and your guidance during my scouting journey.
Oh, no problem. I got a hug though, right?
Yeah, you get a hug. And you get a gift too. After that, we have Miss Verdoya. You have seen me progress through not just Scouts, but also Cub Scouts. To be honest, I don't remember the day I joined, or how I joined, or even why, but I do remember the lasting memories that I made in our den. Under your guidance, I formed better values and made great friends. You have been there for me every single step of my scouting life, and the amount of effort given to me was greatly appreciated. Thank you for your guidance. And last but certainly not least is Mr. Justice. Mr. Justice, you have been around to help me on my scouting journey since day one. I remember you teaching Colin, Matthew, and I about the rank of Scout. At the time, I had no clue what you were talking about, but at the very least, you made it sound important. Well, it was important, as I would later learn. You were always very wise when it came to scouting knowledge. I learned scout skills from you early in my scouting career, but later on, I learned values, planning, and leadership from you as well. You persevered in helping me finish with a multitude of merit badges, and for that, I thank you. I am proud to call you my mentor. Yes. And not only that, but for those reasons, I decided to present you with the mentor pin.
Thank you. Should I put this in the old spot? Congratulations.
So, moving on from the gifts, I would also like to give a quick thought to my parents. I know that as I moved through scouting, I was not always the easiest person to work with. I wanted to do everything myself, and because of that, sometimes it made things a little bit more difficult than they needed to be. Mom, thank you for all your patience with me. It wasn't always easy, but with your help, I did get things done. I really appreciate the effort and time that you put in to help me with scouting. I know that watching over a professional procrastinator is pretty stressful, so I also want to thank you for putting up with it. Even though I may not have shown it in the moment, I appreciate the advice you gave me. You are pretty much right all the time. I love you, Mom, and thank you for all of your hard work. Dad, the values you gave me helped me tremendously over the years. Hot days working on the Mustang taught me that hard work pays off. The fact that I made it here today in the same car proves it. In addition, you always taught me to do everything important with a plan. This advice was particularly important during my Eagle Scout project. I love you and appreciate everything you've done for me. And lastly, I want to thank Colin and Matthew for pushing me to become an Eagle. I remember the day in the car when Matthew had boasted that he wanted to become an Eagle Scout. I wasn't very interested in putting in all the hard work then, but I was not going to let myself be outdone by Matthew. Colin pushed me to become an Eagle as well. I may not have understood your reasons, but I think from day one you knew that all 3 of us would make it. I have known you guys for as long as I can remember. I think your best friends are the ones who you hardly remember meeting in the first place. Thank you guys so much, and I wouldn't even try it if it weren't for you guys.
Thank you, Jake. I'd now like to have Colin Tidwell to please come forward and give our benediction.
Please prepare yourself for prayer in the manner you are accustomed. Dear God, an Eagle Scout Court of Honor marks the end of one journey and the commitment to another, a commitment to better scouting where all may participate.
a commitment to better citizenship, and a commitment to be an example of leadership to all. Bless all of Jake Pauley's future endeavors. Walk with him wherever his life takes him, and give him your strength, your compassion, your wisdom, and your love. And may all of us gathered here be committed to Scouting's ideals, which instruct us to lead better lives. May God be with us all until we meet again. Amen.
I would now like to have Catherine Kingman, our senior patrol leader, come forward to retire the colors. Our color guard consists of Andrew Taylor, Kira O'Neill, Stephen Taylor, and Ethan Wong.
Scout attention. Scout salute. Color guard advance. Color guard retire the colors. Color guard dismissed. 2. Scouts at ease.
Again, thank you all for coming. Please give Jake another round of applause. Hey, Jake. Good job. Please join Jake and his family and friends at a reception and lunch in his honor. And please remember to sign the back of the shadow box. This Eagle Court stands adjourned. Thank you.